Today we are driving to the Scotland of India. So we're on our way to Coorg and we've got an interesting Coorg series coming up. So definitely look out for that on Food Lovers TV. And when you go to Coorg, the first major town that you get after you cross Mysuru is Hunsur. Namaskara. So, ಎಷ್ಟು ಹೇಳುತ್ತೆ ಇದು?
67 years.
The moment I walked in, I can see the wood fire, and that's the reason why I guess Shabari Hotel is famous. Well, we've got two dosas here. So one is of course the dosa that I've heard about, which is the set masale dosa. And then of course we have something called the jeera dosa. Now this I've never eaten before. And it's always nice to come to a 67-year-old place and find something that you haven't tasted before. You know I love my dosa, but I've never encountered a jeerike dosa, a jeera dosa before. This is a dosa that certainly has some strength. This is a dosa that goes crunch from the first bite to the last. It's got enough butter that is held within the pores of the dosa. What about to taste next is that jeerige dosa.
ನಾನು ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದ್ಸಲ ಮಾಡಿ ತಿಂದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ. ತುಂಬ ಟೇಸ್ಟ್ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಸರ್ ಅದು.
We are on our way towards Virajpet in Coorg. We're stopping at a place called Gonikoppal, and that's because I've heard of this eatery there that pays homage to the culinary traditions of the land.
These are all antiques of Coorg. When we started up our restaurant, so we were thinking like what would be displayed on the wall. So then we thought we'll have something unique for the next generation. Get to know the roots.
This isn't just a restaurant, it's almost like a museum.
We will be preparing Adivasi pork now.
Okay.
That's one of our favorite and fast moving item.
I love the sound that the fat is making as it's being grilled, as it's being charred and dripping its juices onto the pieces of meat. Finally, neer barta hai there. My mouth is watering. I can taste the smoky bite of the meat. Very spicy though. As you're tasting it, you don't realize it, you're enjoying it. But when you stop eating, that's when you realize. You can feel the heat of the Kandari chili. I can hear my voice now. So we've emerged in the restaurant to find a table that's brimming with some of the most special dishes here at Cuisine Papira. Vana kerchi. My mouth is overwhelmed by the smoky flavor of the pork. Absolutely divine. I don't usually say this on the table, but that dish is a 10 on 10. Super.
We hold the seed in our hand, toss it in the curd, and we keep on sucking the juice and the curd along.
We are in Coorg. To be more precise, we are here in Gonikoppal, in Gonikoppal town. So when I was looking for a place to stay here in Gonikoppal, I heard of this hotel called the Cocoon. And what was interesting here was the fact that they have a restaurant called the Spice Rack. The flavor certainly hit home on this. Hits the spot should you find yourself here on a monsoony Gonikoppal evening. So what I have here is a baimbale keema. So the baimbale is a fresh bamboo and it's in season just this point in time. The baimbale, it's combined rather well with the slightly fatty juices of that mutton keema. The flavor of this chicken curry is also the sort that you'll perhaps find in a home out here in Gonikoppal. Lush and creamy. There's also a slight hint of bitterness from the avocado. and we've just found the perfect spot for breakfast. We are at Classic Restaurant, an eatery that goes back over 30 years. What's your name, sir?
Sir, Bawa.
Bawa.
Well, we've taken an impromptu executive decision that we're going to hold back our breakfast and watch the making of the Malabar biryani. I like how Bawa is multitasking. He's got the biryani getting ready and he's also preparing a fish curry there on the side. So that biryani rice is now resting on dum. Whilst the biryani rice rests on dum, we've got all the things that we need to make for a tasty breakfast here at Classic. Some tomatoes, onions, plenty of the kadala. That's a very pleasing kadla curry. Quite crunchy on one side and perhaps slightly doughy on the underside. Very punchy in its flavors. And now for some chemmin, that prawn. Well, this is the pot. Not the pot of gold, but I think equal enough for fans of this 35, 40 plus year old eatery. The rice with some of that biryani masala, the aroma of the fried onion. Namaga ನೀವು filter coffee ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? In the middle of nowhere, there's this beautiful place that is a showcase of coffee. Out here, there's also various coffee beans that they've displayed. The Arabica, a roasted Arabica, Robusta and a roasted Robusta. It's not just any other cafe or store. I think these guys are serious about their coffee. Good coffee. A little bit of bella that we will mix into our coffee.
Wild honey.
It's a bit floral in its flavor. This is farm honey. How old is this place?
So this has been 21 years old. This is my mom and dad who started this place. And it's all made in the house. So it's a homely food.
And what's special here?
The pandikari and akiyoti. We have chicken, we have mutton. That's my
Namaskara.
mom.
So you began this restaurant 20 years ago?
Yeah.
So you and your wife?
My wife, yes.
That chicken pepper fry looked very nice. I love the warmth of the pepper in that. And then I'm also tasting the fruity sourness of the kacham puli. I'm going to get some of that akki roti. Akki oti is what they call the akki roti here before it cools down completely. Wonderful to scoop that masala of that mutton fry. Baby eggplant. Quite curious to taste it. The masala is almost sweet and jammy. I think there's probably some jaggery too that goes into it. That baine enegai is as good in its flavors as that chicken pepper fry, the mutton fry, or that pandikari. I think all the dishes that I've tasted here thus far are the sort that will definitely have me return to Coorg cuisine should I find myself in this part of the state in the future too. If you'd like to support the work that we do at Food Lovers TV, do consider joining our membership community on YouTube by hitting the join button below or on the home page and receive special privileges like behind the scenes footage, shoot updates, access to live Q&As and a lot more. You could support us on our Patreon page as well. For more info, check out the links in the description below. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe, like, share and leave a comment below. Happy eating.